cauliflower up, put it into a pan. I've put it into my casserole dish for now. And I'm going to put in there some hot water, just to cover the surface of the pan. I'm going to salt the water, because we're going to let this cook through for about 5-10 minutes until the cauliflower is tender. So after the cauliflower has softened, this has been in for about 8 minutes, we're going to pop it into a roasting pan. So I'm just going to drain it and pop it into this pan. We'll put this to one side for now. And to make our cheese sauce, we take 60 grams of butter and pop it in. I find butter is the best thing for this one because it's got the best flavour. And we're going to let that melt on a low heat. I like to use a whisk to make sauces because it helps the flour incorporate a lot better. Stops any lumps forming. And we also need to make sure that we don't overheat our butter. So keep an eye on your butter when you're doing this. And it only costs a few pence to make your own cheese sauce, whereas if you buy it, it can cost quite a bit of money. I think it's about £1.50 to £2, depending on what jar you buy. Where personally, I have all these ingredients in the house all the time. If you followed my video for the essential store cupboard, which I'll link below, you'll be able to keep the same things in as well. So in goes 60 grams, same quantity of flour to butter, and we're going to whisk that in and it'll become a paste, which is what we're after. Once you've got a roux, which is what this is called, we're going to add some milk to make our sauce. Now, I don't measure milk for the simple reason I like my sauces to be thicker or thinner than what is generally called for. But if you're wanting to use a precise measurement, so you know where you're at, it's round about ½ litre per ounce of butter. And I've got about 2 to 3 ounces, 2 ounces here, 60 grams. So I'll need about a litre of milk. And we'll just keep adding it gently until you have your desired consistency. And just keep it moving as much as you can so that we don't burn the roux. And add some more. It's a good workout for the hands, this, and the arms. This way of doing it ensures you don't get many lumps. Add some more. Nearly there. We need it a little bit thinner because we're going to add cheese, which is going to thicken this sauce somewhat. So we need it a bit thinner than we would normally have because that's the consistency we want at the end. Oops, fling it everywhere. Okay, so this is about the consistency that we're after. We just have to bring it to the boil now and cook out some of the flour. Get rid of the taste of the flour. If it looks like it's getting too thick, just add a little bit more milk, which I think mine needs a little bit more. Okay. And then we should be okay. So that's about a litre I've added. I'm using half and half milk or semi-skimmed. What a lovely consistency that is. Look, not a lump in sight. Now we're just waiting now for the bubbles to form. And then we're going to start adding seasonings. It should look like double cream when we're finished. So that's starting to bubble now, as you can see there. So what I'm going to do is add some flavourings in the form of mustard powder. So about a teaspoon, of mustard powder going in. And that will help to enhance the flavour of the cheese. Salt and pepper going in. Okay, and now it's time to add our cheese. And I have 80 grams of cheddar, and we're going to do this gradually, so grate it and keep going. The best one that you can get as well is the block. If you use the ready grated variety, that's got corn flour on it, and it really does interfere with your sauce. So your best bet is using the stuff that you have to grate yourself. Now you can use any cheese you want. I'm using strong cheddar on this because it gives a lovely flavour, but you could change it up a bit and put blue cheese in it, or you could put red Leicester in it, you could put Gruyere in it, you could do a mixture. It's up to you. The stuff on the block melts so much easier than the other stuff as well. That's what we're after. Put the last of the cheese in. So I'm going to turn that off for now because that's fine. I'm going to get a little spoon and just give it a little taste. Oh, that's lovely. Really nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this now is pour it over my cauliflower. Look how thick that is. Now the thing is, although it's thick here, when it goes in the oven, the moisture of the cauliflower will thin it out slightly. So we have to be aware of that. So if it's nice and thick like this is, all the better. Now this is a great sauce for leeks as well. So if you're doing leeks at Christmas and you want a nice cheesy sauce, this is ideal for it. So I'm going to put a crunchy topping on the top of my cauliflower cheese. So I've got some chives, chopped up chives in my bowl, and to that I'm going to add about an ounce, 25 grams of finely grated Parmesan cheese, and give that a mix through. There we go. To that as well, I'm going to add some panko breadcrumbs, or any breadcrumbs that you have. If you've got a loaf of bread sitting around that's gone dry, then use that. It's not the end of the world. Everything. Just use up what's in your house. So that's going through there as well. So that was about 40 grams. And I'm spilling it everywhere. You're not cooking unless you're spilling stuff. And the last little thing I'm going to add is about half a teaspoon of paprika. This is just normal paprika. So about half a teaspoon. You don't have to add that if you don't want to. I just thought it might be nice. And we're going to sprinkle this on top of our cauliflower cheese. This is already cooked, so basically when we put it in the oven, we're just warming it through. So all I'm doing here is ensuring it's going to have a nice crunchy topping. Okay, and that goes into an oven, gas mark 6, for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on your oven. Okay, Liz out.